Hello, everyone. This is Charlie Brown, the webmaster of MichaelIcebergMusic.com. And once again, we're talking to Michael Iceberg. It's time for another segment of Ask Michael. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Gosh, I'm so excellent today, and so tickled that you are the webmaster, Charlie Brown. I am amazed that this particular state of events has gotten around 50 years later or 40 years later to where I'm looking at you and I'm no longer playing in the terrace. But I appreciate that note in my guest book from the lady who just wrote and said she wishes I were back, because there's a lot of times I wish I were back too. But then there's a lot of times I don't. I love where I play now because I feel every morning when I play, I'm so comfortable. I have no self-consciousness, and I can play truly whatever I want, and people are just, it's great. Unfortunately, it's not an Iceberg machine, but it is. You know, the acoustic piano is a wonderful device. Oh,
it
is.
Just,
anyway.
And you know what? Tweedledee and Tweedledum don't come in on the side door anymore and distract from anything.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I think they were my least favorite.
You don't
I
have
think
to
they caused the greatest aggravation.
Well, speaking of aggravation, that brings us to our question, sir. The Ask Michael question of the hour is the following. In the Iceberg machine, the majority of the instruments that made up the Iceberg machine in its heyday were analog synthesizers, all various brands. Out of all of those, you disappeared. Where did you go? There you are.
Sorry.
Of all the various models and brands of analog synthesizers that you had in the Iceberg machine, please tell us, sir, did you have a favorite and why? And also a follow-up to that would be if there was one that gave you any particular amount of aggravation and you didn't like it that much, like if it went out of tune a lot or stuff like that. So tell us, do you have a favorite?
Well, if you remember, in the terrace, the machine would go up into that dome sometimes.
Yes.
Depending on which stage it was on, the top or the bottom. But when it would go up in the dome, it would come down and the mini Moog would go absolutely stark raving nuts. It would just be totally out of tune and unable to be stable till it cooled off.
Was it going there into the attic and getting roasted?
I mean,
when it went up into the attic, was it being roasted alive in the sun?
It was just roasting up there, yeah.
Yep.
And they ran special air conditioning up there and put treatment on the windows, and they did all those nice things to try to help. But
Hi, Hannah.
Charlie says hi.
Hi.
Okay, anyway, she doesn't realize how hard I am. It's how hard it is to hear you in this little tiny speaker system.
I'll get close to my mic.
In any case, you asked me if one of those was a favorite.
Yes.
My favorite analog synthesizer I love the Prophet 5. And the Prophet 5 also, it required some discipline. You had to occasionally give it a whack. But this is because I love the Mini Moog so much. And the Mini Moog, the sound of that was, and I can't tell you that I didn't love the Oberheim exactly the same way, the Oberheim expander module. I played them together. The voices were connected. I had it connected so the highest note I was playing on the Mini Moog was also triggering and playing the Oberheim expander module. And the people at Oberheim had put on octave controllers. Instead of just having to tune the octaves, I could actually switch octaves with it.
Right.
And I had it play a nice ping sound against a nice, thick, swooping Mini Moog sound. The thing that was so great was using all of them together because they all sounded different.
Yep.
And when you said a United Nations of synthesizers, that is what it was.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed the fact that was what was really wonderful about the Iceberg machine, if anything was that it used all these different brands, and they all sounded different, and it produced, I really liked what it sounded like. Nobody liked it more than I did. Well, I had such a good time playing it.
Well, I think we've got a winner, folks. Michael Iceberg has declared the Sequential Circuits Prophet 5 as his #1 favorite, and the Prophet 5 wins, folks, so ding.
You could say hello, Hedda.
Hi, Hedda.
Hi, Charlie. It's good to see you.
Say hi to the internet. We're gonna put this up on as an Ask Michael question.
Oh, really? Well, hello, everyone out there.
Well, thank you for coming over. Hedda's getting a Friday night dinner ready. That's what's going on. We're about to go to the synagogue. She drives the chair, and I walk home.
I'll let you guys go so you can wind it up then. Michael, thank you so much.
Everybody that writes, I love being involved with this, and I appreciate so much your great work, Charlie.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for helping us out with this. Well, folks, that's another Ask Michael. We'll say goodbye for now. Until next time, hi-ho.
Hi-ho.